Today we're going to talk about the book Catching Fire by Susan Collins.
Introduction. District 12 is celebrating the return of Katniss, Peeta, and Haymitch, the victors of the 74th annual Games of the Hunger Games. Yet the celebration rings hollow for Katniss, who knows her final act of defiance in the arena has made her a target for the Capitol. Unrest is stirring within the district while the Capitol seeks revenge on the face of the rebellion. Katniss. Relationships are shifting. Tension is mounting, and retaliation is threatening in Catching Fire, the second book of Susan Collins.
Author Susan Collins is a television writer, novelist, and best-selling author of two major series. Susan Collins is a consummate professional and advocated for educating youth about the realities of war. Collins began her writing career in 1991, writing television scripts for children's programming.
Susan Collins is the author of the best-selling Chronicle series, which started with Gregor and the Overlander, the first novel in the Hunger Games trilogy. The Hunger Games was a New York Times bestseller, garnered numerous starred reviews, and received wide praise and accolades. Susan lives with her family in Connecticut.
Katniss has won the Hunger Games. She and fellow District 12 tribute Peeta and Millard are miraculously still alive. Katniss should be relieved happy even. After all, she has returned to her family and her longtime friend, Gale. Yet nothing is the way Katniss wishes it to be. Gale holds hers and at an easy distance. Peeta has turned his back on her completely. And there are whispers of a rebellion against the Capitol, a rebellion that Katniss and Peeta may have helped create. Much to her shock, Katniss has fueled an unrest she's afraid she cannot stop. And what scares her even more is that she's not entirely convinced she should try. As time draws near for Katniss and Peeta to visit the districts on the Capitol's cruel victory tour, the stakes are higher than ever. If they can prove without a shadow of a doubt that they are lost in their love with each other, the consequence will be horrifying. In Catching Fire, the second novel of the Hunger Games trilogy, Susan Collins continues the story of Katniss Everdeen, testing her more than ever before and surprising readers at every turn. Storyline. The 74th Annual Hunger Games has ended and the victory belongs to Katniss and Peeta. Despite the excitement and celebration of the District 12, there is an underlying feeling that the Capitol will find a way to curtail any threat or rebellion. Katniss knows her defense has led the kingdom of something greater than herself, and she's ever alert and anxious about her surroundings. Attempting to bring some normalcy to her pre-Hunger Games existence, Katniss described daily life as, "I hunt, Peeta bakes, Haymitch drinks." But simplicity is not meant to be hers. It's not meant to be hers. Katniss returns home to find relationships with Peeta and Gale strained and confusing. She is trapped between wanting her independence and submitting to her status as the symbol of the rebellion. To further complicate her life, Katniss receives unexpected visit from President Snow, who advises Katniss to calm the uprising. He issues thinly disguised threats warning her that if she cannot stop the rapidly growing revolution, then those she loves most will be killed. 16 years old, Katniss must be now decide if she's willing to lead up an uprising against the oppressive, volatile, and dangerous Capitol, or continue a career that would require her to marry Peeta and for the remainder of her life worry about the threat of the capital. Although she wants to run away, Katniss ultimately decides to protect her loved ones by becoming engaged to Peeta and continuing on with the victory tour. Despite her attempts to appease the capital, she is unable to stop the district's increasing demonstrations of rebellion.
In a surprising change of events, the capital announces that for the 75 annual Hunger Games there will be a returning of past victors. Once again, Katniss and Peeta are thrown back into the arena, and where they must fight to the death. In this time, their defense will not be in question. Catching Fire sets stage for a major uprising against the capital, and solidifies Katniss' role as the symbol of the rebellion. In the second installment of the exciting series, readers will finally learn more about the twisted plots of the capital, understand the mystery of District 13, and see a clear development of a love triangle.
Our recommendation: The Hunger Games trilogy is an addictive series. We finished the first book in record time and the year-long wait for the release of Catching Fire. The release of Catching Fire was pure torture. Our questions needed answering were: what happens between Katniss and Peeta? How will the capital get revenge? What's Gale up to? And most importantly, how can 16-year-old girl lead a rebellion against such a formidable power? Catching Fire begins to answer these questions, and while the book begins at a moderate pace with the trio's adjustment back into District 12 and plans of victory tour, Katniss' personal struggles with her emotions and her encounter with President Snow accelerate the tension.
Unable to calm districts' desire to rebel against the capital, Katniss and Peeta are tossed back into the arena where the action begins anew. The Hunger Games is repeated, but this time there is more at stake. Who is working with the capital? Who is part of the rebellion? Who can be trusted?